What advice should you not have ignored? When I was 8, my neighbor's driveway was getting reapered with cement. My mom told me to stay away from it. I thought she just didn't want me to mess up my neighbor's driveway and get her in trouble with them. The neighbors had a kid around my age, Anthony, who followed me around like a puppy. So when the workers went out for lunch and left the driveway just sitting there like a swimming pool full of gray soup, I told him we should go play statues by wading in and covering ourselves with cement. I was kind of a little poop, if you can't tell. So he of course said yes, because I could have told Anthony to throw himself off a balcony onto a pile of knives and he would have said yes. And we ducked under the tape and got in there and started slathering ourselves in cement. We were having a grand old time ruining our clothes and building little sculptures and drawing peepees and eventually rolling the wet cement into balls and chucking them at each other. All well and good until I heaved a big wet cement snowball at Anthony, got him right in the face, and he started screaming. Some cement had gotten into his eyes and he told me it was burning. He started crying really hard. I was scared of getting into trouble and ran back to my house. When my mother saw me coated in cement, she obviously knew what had happened. So while bawling me out, she ran us back across the street to Anthony and helped him to his front door and got his parents. She took me back to our house and threw me in the bath. And while I was getting into my pajamas, I remember seeing an ambulance pull up outside of Anthony's house. I asked my mom if Anthony was going to die because of me, and she said I should have listened to her, but of course Anthony wasn't going to die. Well, he was right that he didn't die, but he did permanently lose his vision in both of his eyes. Apparently wet cement can cause horrible burns on your corneas and there's nothing doctors can really do once it's happened. Anthony's family kept living there for a few years and had a bunch of surgeries, but eventually they moved away so he could go to a school for the blind. Anthony and I always kind of avoided each other after that, because I felt so guilty that I couldn't even talk to him. And he probably didn't want much to do with me either. I don't think his parents ever really blamed me, but anytime I tried to disobey my mom again, which wasn't often, trust me, she'd just sigh and say something about poor Anthony and I'd fall back in line. So yeah, really wish I hadn't ruined